भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Let us now pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord who is the origin of the universe. Lord, thou abidest in all, thou art all, thou assumest all forms, thou art the origin and goal of all, thou art the self of all, thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto thee. May the world be peaceful, may the wicked become gentle, may all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Opening song by Peter. This song is about light and is composed by one of our close devotees connected with the St. Petersburg Center, Vedanta Center in Florida. So he is a wonderful musician. I was, thinking of inviting him, but then this pandemic happened, no travels. But let us think that he is being represented by Peter here.
The light within our hearts is the light behind the stars. The light, it ever shines. The light behind the universe is who we really are, and that is the light divine. A tiny drop of rain falls into a mountain lake and travels down to the sea. The rain, the lake, the river, it forms the mountain stakes, and the water forever will be. We start down the road as children in God's hands. We shoulder heavy loads, doing the best we can. Faith in all our hearts grows stronger all the time, with love that blossoms sublime. The light within our hearts is the light behind the stars. That light, it ever shines. Light behind the universe is who we really are, and that is the light divine. The moon has been setting, the night is black as coal, and thousands of silver diamonds shine. In silence and in reverence, I'm connected to the whole, through quiet mind. On down the winding road, still children in God's hands, we follow sacred teachings of saints through all the lands. As we travel on, still higher truths unfold, so high they cannot be told. The light within our hearts is the light behind the stars. The light, it ever shines. The light behind the universe is who we really are, and that is the light divine. Light within our hearts is the light behind the stars, that it ever shines. The light behind the universe is who we really are, and that is the light divine. And that is the light divine. And that is the light divine.
Very good. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Subrata, who is the original composer of this song. Friends, Diwali is the most famous, most celebrated festival of Hindus. And on this occasion, therefore, we will think about it. It also, Diwali, the word means it is the line of lights. Deepa means the lamps. And then the line of them, Avali means line. So, Deepavali, it gets shortened into Diwali. And the festival of lights. Light occupies a very important place in religious symbology. Light is commonly used as the most easily conceivable symbol of divine. It is, every religion you will find uses this imagery, light, because obviously people see that as symbolizing knowledge, symbolizing goodness. And also our hearts become full of hope when we think of light. That is why there is the saying also, like the light at the end of the tunnel. Means then it is in otherwise very gloomy situation where we feel lost, we see a ray of hope. Again that word, ray of hope, signifying light. It is, so light thus becomes in all different faiths a symbol to feel the divinity. So it is, you can see in Bible so many such instances where God is equated with light. Right in the, the early Hebrew Bible, from there you can see that it is the first sign of God that Moses saw was that in the burning bush. God in the burning bush. What is this burning? Means light, Effulgence is there, and there he sees the presence of the divine. Even in the ancient Persian religion, the God was symbolized as fire. They are called fire worshippers. But fire, they are not worshipping exactly fire. Fire becomes the symbol of the divine. They are worshipping God as light. So this is how one can see God even in various different religions. Like you find in Buddhism also, that Buddha says actually in the at the end of his life, he tells his disciples, be light unto yourself. Atma Deepo Bhava, that you become the light unto yourself. Don't look to this face and that person and that somebody telling you, but look at this light within you. As this beautiful song we heard, that the light in my heart is the light all over. In the universe, the same light. In every heart, there is the same light, the same self shining in every single heart. So, therefore, light is celebrated. Diwali or Deepavali is actually celebrated in various parts of India in different manner. But there is the common idea is light. For example, in many parts of the Western India, it is a celebration that goes on for 5 days. It begins with the worship of cow. Very interesting. It is called Vasubaras. Means it is, Barasa means the 12th day in the dark cycle, dark fortnight. It is the 12th day. So on this day, a cow along with a little calf, they are worshipped. That showing our indebtedness to them. That used to be, for everything, cow was most useful in those days. So cow was the giver of milk, one thing, but also for cultivation, the bulls were used. Everything, connected with cow was considered very important, and therefore cow was a symbol of God. Cow was worshipped, and since that day cow herself was worshipped. In that cow worship on Vasubaras, normally the Hindus offer food during the worship. Now it is the food offered to cow, so it contains no milk. On other days of offering, there are many things made of cow milk. But since that day the cow is going to be worshipped, the items offered to cow, they won't contain any milk or milk products. So that is the first day. The cow signifies the prosperity, well-being, feeling. In many places I saw in my childhood, even now in many of our Ramakrishna Mission centers in India, they have cows there. And the cow is big, every day it becomes a symbol, a center around which the peace and well-being and that serenity is built. That people salute cow. They are not exactly cow worshippers, but the divine is worshipped through cow. Then there is the next day, that is the 13th day of this dark lunar cycle of this month. This month is called Ashwin. So it is the dark lunar cycle of this 13th day is called Dhanateras or Dhanatrayodashi in proper Sanskrit. That on this day there is the worship of Kubera, means the treasurer in the divine administration, and that Kuber is the treasurer. So, and Lakshmi, the presiding deity of wealth, they, as it were, they come from it is said that day, while the ocean was being churned, that Lakshmi came out. So, that Kuber and Lakshmi, they are worshipped, and also, most importantly, this day is observed by Ayurveda followers, the doctors practicing Ayurveda, and even the others who are reaping the benefits of it, because they first Ayurveda physician, the divine doctor Dhanvantari, he was born that day. Dhanvantari also came from the churning of the ocean then. So Dhanvantari. So it is the day reserved for the worship of this divine doctor. So then the 14th day, it is the one of the most important days all over India for this practice or the observance of Diwali. In the early morning, they get up. So it is therefore a day that you have to practice self-control and self-discipline. Normally people get up, they don't like to get up early and so forth. So this day they are made to get up very early. It is, I still remember as little children, my parents used to warn me, hey, tomorrow, get up at 4 a.m. Something like that. So it is a symbolic, of course, that you have to learn to control your propensities of just sleeping and whiling away time, be up and doing, get up early in the morning. So, and then it is it would be the morning worship. It is called Naraka Chaturdashi. Naraka means hell. And then that hell was symbolized. He gets symbolized as a demon, Narakasura. That it is, this demon is responsible to throw you into hell. That is all the evil tendencies that one has. So if you go along with them, then of course, where will you go? That is called hell. So it is symbolically crushed that day. It is said that on that day, Krishna, Lord Krishna and Kali, they combined forces to kill this terrible, terrible demon. What does it mean is the victory of the divine over the evil tendencies that can push you or that do push you in hell. You don't have to go somewhere, right where you are, you make hell there. So by your tendencies, the hell gets made right there. So one therefore has to conquer that with the help of the God, and so it is if some fruit is taken that day, and that fruit is crushed under the foot symbolically to indicate that the evil demon Narakasura is being killed. So it is the power of symbology. All the evil tendencies that we have, we as it were put it symbolically in that fruit and then crush it. So all the practice of religion becomes meaningful if we understand the significance, the meaning behind these symbolic acts. That it is, if done with that feeling, then we can see that it actually has an impact in our life. All my evil tendencies are now being crushed here. So that is how that day is celebrated. Of course, every celebration like this is accompanied with a lot of merriment that, oh, the evil is now cleared, the evil demon is killed. And then, well, in a way, we invite that evil from the back door by eating too many things. A lot of things are prepared. It is prepared, you can take it literally. Pre means beforehand, they are put together, combined, made. So on that day, morning breakfast is that of all these things. Actually, yesterday also yesterday and even today, we got all such sweets sent from India and also from some other place. It is, we got them here and we had for breakfast many such things. So it is, this is a part of that, and also the good aspect of all that is inviting friends, relatives to join in that. I remember whatever my mom would prepare, all these things, they would be in a plate we would take to neighbors, hey, this plate for you, this plate for... I used to go taking many plates to a dozen or more neighbors around. And then they also would send such preparations to us. So this is the idea of feeling a sense of connectedness. So this is how this festival became so important, because of this spirit of being connected, that feel the one thread that runs through all of us. That is another important idea, to feel our divine essence, that the same God dwells in all of us. In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that Mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Just as in a necklace made of pearls, all pearls are woven into a single thread. That in a single thread, multiple pearls and many other precious stones and such things are put together. So the thread runs through all of them. Lord says, I am that thread into which all these, every single being is put in. So I run through every single being like the thread runs through every single pearl. So to feel this connection and thus enhance the love, that is an important aspect of this festival. You greet each other, forget and forgive all certain past trespasses, that you did like this to me, oh, let it go. Let's have a new beginning in our connection, in our loving relationship. So that is also symbolized by this idea. And then, of course, there is this, at night on this day, it depends on the exact time when the transition happens from one that lunar date to the next. That is the 14th day or the 15th, that is the new moon day. So accordingly, the experts of Almanac, they fix that this is the day for the worship of Mother Kali. So that is, or in other places, in Bengal, it is specially the worship of Mother Kali. But in other parts, you see, it is the worship of Lakshmi, Lakshmi Puja. So, most places Diwali is known as Lakshmi Puja Day. The special worship is accorded to the goddess of fortune, that it is her blessings that will fill our life with prosperity and well-being in general. So Lakshmi is worshipped on that day, that night. So this is the actually main Diwali day, Lakshmi Pujan. And it is also that day a lot of merriment is, you see, done, because not for something somebody won election, or not for that, or won Super Bowl, that not like that, but a very important divine incident, that Rama has come back from killing the demon Ravana, and Rama, Sita and Lakshman are coming back to Ayodhya. And so, of course, I don't need to repeat the whole story here, but just in a nutshell, let me put it, that Rama, because of the some incidents in the life of his father, although was going to be anointed as the king, the future king. So, on the eve of that day, when it was all getting settled, everybody was joyously preparing for the next morning big ceremony where Rama will be now enthroned. And then the stepmother of Rama, Kaikeyi, she became, the upset because Rama was going to be king instead of her son. Her mind was poisoned by her maid servant, it is told, and thus she decided to get the two boons from the king Dasharatha. That is another story, I don't want to get into it, but she said, you promised me two boons. You promise and then you forget, eh? No, what boons? Oh yes, I remember, yes, ask. And she said, my first boon that I am asking from you is, give the kingdom not to that Rama, that son of Kausalya, but to my son, Bharata. He should become king. Dasharatha was taken aback. What do you mean? Rama is the eldest and is the rightful heir. I don't want to hear all that. This is the boon that I am asking. Yes or no? Well, what can be done? He said, okay. But the second was a big blow to avoid again getting into fight with Rama and between Rama and Bharata, not to have any conflict. She said, and Rama should be banished to forest for 14 years. And that was really heartbreaking for this King Dasharatha, but had to concede. They say it was to stick to truth was the vow of the clan those days. It is said by Tulsidas there that Raghukulariti sada chali aayi prana jai par vachan jai, that this is the tradition in our clan, that even if it is the life goes, that's fine, but we will not waver from truth. So, it is whatever I told you, well, I will stick to that. So, therefore, he had to tell Rama, and Rama very happily just went to forest. So, he was not at all perturbed. So, he went to forest, and then the king Bharata was told to become king. He became terribly angry with his mother, to the extent he shouted, "You are no more my mother. I disown you. What did you do?" And she tried to tell her, "For you I wanted to get the kingdom." "What? Kingdom? And I am now separated from Rama. What Rama will think about me? No, no, no." He goes after Rama in the forest and pleads that, "Please forgive my mother. I don't think like, you are the heir. We all want you to become the king again. Come back." Rama said, "No, this won't happen. Now I have also given a vow, taken a vow that I will be in the forest for 14 years. And then Bharata says, "No, okay, I will be the symbolic king only. You will be on the throne. Give me your footwear. That will be kept on the throne as your symbol till the 14 years, not a single day more. I will be managing the affairs of the kingdom only as your representative. Keep these. I will." So he took the sandals of Rama and then placed them on the throne, saying that not a single day more than exact 14 years. If you do not arrive by that time, I will be self-immolating. I will be getting into the fire and burning my body. So that day, so it was, so many things happen in between. So it was just the 14 years going to get completed, and Rama is hurrying in that aeroplane. Now what kind of aeroplane was there, but it is described there that he was coming back to Ayodhya. Bharat was ready there with all the pyre ready and to jump into the fire because Rama hasn't come so far. But people they see the airplane of Rama coming to Ayodhya, and their faces were lit with great joy, and thus they started celebrating. So all the lights were put and the firecrackers started bursting. So to remember this, people even today, they burst firecrackers and decorate their homes, every single place with the lights. So that is the main day. Next day is very important for some communities. This is the beginning of the new year. This is the first day of the bright cycle, next bright cycle, and it is considered the first day of the new year. So all this merchant community, they start their new account books on that day. So new year. So they start their new year on that day. It is also called Bali Pratipada. Means even others, they observe this day, that it is that story of King Bali, whom Vishnu sent, put his foot on his head and sent him to the nether worlds to rule there. So that is the wonderful expression of the devotion of this King Bali, who, although was from a demon clan, was tremendously devoted to the Lord. So, I don't want to go into that story. It is important that that is the day in which this incident is remembered. So, it is called Bali Pratipada. And Pratipada means the first day of the new lunar cycle. So, the month called Kartik begins on that day. Then, the next day is called Bhai Dooj or Bhau Beej. Dooj means second day. First day and then the next day, second day. So, it is remembered for the relationship between a brother and a sister, a sanctified relationship between the sister and brother, that they, therefore, sister is kind of, adoring her brother, and the brother promises the sister that, yes, I will be by your side, I will be giving all protection to you, and so forth. So, it is called Bhai Dooj. So, observing this or sanctity of this relation between brother and sister is remembered on that day. So, that is how this is a celebration that goes on for 5 days. This is the Diwali in most part. In Bengal, the new moon night is observed as the day of Kali Puja. Kali is although is outwardly colored as black, it is the most shining, wonderful image, full of light. There are many songs connected with that. One says that is my mother Kali, is she really black? No, she is that full of light. She is so bright that because of her light, this universe becomes full with light. It is her light that shines through in the whole universe. Another idea is she is the embodiment of bliss. God is embodiment of bliss, and Kali is described in this beautiful song of Kamalakanta as the embodiment of bliss. So always full of bliss, that which is by nature bliss. It is always there is bliss there, because it is not borrowing bliss for somebody. It is the intrinsic bliss. So this bliss is again a symbol of the divine. So that is a beautiful song. I requested Abhijit to sing this song today. So he will be singing it. So
সদানন্দময়ী কালী, সদানন্দময়ী কালী, মহাকালের মনমোহিনী, সদানন্দময়ী কালী, মহাকালের মনমোহিনী, তুমি আপনি নাচো আপনি গাও মা, আপনি নাচো আপনি গাও মা, আপনি দাও মা করতালি। সদানন্দময়ী কালী, সদানন্দময়ী কালী। আদিভূতা সনাতনী, শূন্য রূপা শশী ভালি, আদিরূপা সনাতনী, শূন্য রূপা শশী ভালি। ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ছিল না যখন, ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ছিল না যখন, মুন্ডমালা কোথায় পেলি? সদানন্দময়ী কালী। সবে মাত্র তুমি যন্ত্রী, যন্ত্র আমরা তন্ত্রে চলি। সবে মাত্র তুমি যন্ত্রী, যন্ত্র আমরা তন্ত্রে চলি। যেমন রাখো তেমনি থাকি মা, যেমন রাখো তেমনি থাকি মা, যেমনি বলাও তেমনি বলি। অশান্ত কমলাকান্ত দিয়ে বলে গালাগালি, অশান্ত কমলাকান্ত দিয়ে বলে গালাগালি। এবার সর্বনাশী ধরে ওসি, সর্বনাশী ধরে ওসি, ধর্মাধর্ম দুটোই খেলি। সদানন্দময়ী কালী, মহাকালের মনমোহিনী, তুমি আপনি নাচো আপনি গাও মা, আপনি নাচো আপনি গাও মা, আপনি দাও মা করতালি। সদানন্দময়ী কালী, সদানন্দময়ী কালী, সদানন্দময়ী কালী।
Thank you, very good, Abhijit. This is a very mystic song, bringing out the divine nature of this Kali, who is ever blissful, full of bliss. And all one line that gets quoted very often to show that it is just imagery. It is. So the picture of Kali is black image, black, and has no clothing but has a necklace. And that necklace is made of skulls, human skulls. That is what the necklace is made of. So one line in the song says that, well, you are the one who was there before this universe was made. You are the maker of it. The universe just is springing from you. Now, when the universe was not there, Brahmando chilo na jakhun, when this universe was not there, then where did you get this necklace of skulls? So to show, the idea is that it is this symbol. Although nothing is created, everything just springs from it. So that is how there is the necklace without the universe being there. So, and then it consumes both. The realization of the divine is when the so-called divisions like good and evil, both are gone. Dharma, that she consumes. Duta kheli, kheli means finished, ate both of these. The dharma means the righteousness and the unrighteousness. These are the relative things, but when you want to rise to that universal spirit, now you consume both these. So this is a great idea, and this worship of Mother Kali starts at say a little after dusk, around say 8, 9 like that in the evenings, and then goes on for the whole night. Early morning, just before dawn, it is finished. It's a long worship, very beautiful mantras are there by which this worship is performed, and people, they keep on singing the songs of Mother Kali at that time. In India, many of our centers hold it, in Belur Math, in centers like Mumbai, whole night these great spiritually charged songs of Mother Kali are sung while the worship is going on. So, you can also see that this is, around this time is also the festival of the Jewish festival of Hanukkah. Hanukkah is also festival of light. It is, you are seeing like this menorah there. So it is actually, this is has only 7 these things, but menorah is actually having 9, means 4 on each side, and the center middle one is a little taller. So on this day, this first day, this year it is starting from 10th of December. So it goes for 9 days. The center candle is lit on the first day. And then by that candle, next day, one is lit adjacent to that. Then the next one, like on the 9th day, you will have all the 9 candles lit there. So this is again also a festival of light, to think of this divine through the imagery of light. It also shows the principle of gradual manifestation of divinity. It may not happen just at one instant. I think that let me realize God, let me see God, and it will happen immediately. May not be so. One has to do spiritual practice. Gradually the veil of ignorance starts dropping and the light starts manifesting. So more and more light till the whole heart is full of that divine effulgence. So that is the beautiful idea. In Bible you read, Lord says, Jesus says, I am the light of the world. That I am the light of the world. It is that important thing, in Bible there are many sentences across all these, in the Christian gospel. Over 100 statements are there telling about God is light. So it is right in the, even in the Genesis you find that Lord said, let there be light, and there was light. So that is kind of the first manifestation. So it symbolizes the divine presence, light. So those who walk in that light, that's it, they are not following then the evil symbolized by darkness. It is, we say that knowledge is represented by light. Therefore, if somebody gives a very nice explanatory talk, that we say it was an illuminating talk. He illumined many dark areas of this subject. So, this illumination is therefore meant there, that light. So, think of light there. It is not to walk in darkness also means that in darkness you don't know what is right and what is wrong. One gets lost in darkness. Therefore, it is always considered very prudent when you are walking in a forest trail that before it is dusk, start coming back. If it becomes dark, you will not be able to see where you are going. So, in our life also, the ignorance, the darkness of ignorance, just removes the sense of what is right and what is not right from our life. And thus, we just walk like blinds. So, it is important, therefore, to have this light of wisdom in our life, so that we can see in that light whether what I am doing is right or not right. In all of us, that light is taking the form of our conscience. So, conscience is the veritable this symbol of God in all human beings. And we have this sense of conscience, whether I am doing right or not right. So, hold on to that, and that will guide us in our life. So, that is the light. So, let us remember, we have to get this light awakened. This light has to come out from us, and we have to keep on enhancing it. There is the beautiful song that we will be just showing from YouTube. Many of you know this song. You can join in singing. We had sometimes the singers have done it in a live singing of that too. So, in many churches in our Marshfield, when we used to have program, we used to sing that song there many times. So, this is in all interfaith meetings that I go, many times this song is chosen because it is not to a particular religion. Light is the symbol for all faiths. So, this little light of mine, please, Jitendra. With that, we shall then move to the concluding part of today's service. shine every day. Ah, so there is the names of all Sunday, Monday and all that there, that every day. This is a continuous practice that let this light shine in our life. So let us think of this idea. If you have any questions, please you can ask after this short meditation. Yes? Okay. Any questions here? No questions. Good. It was very simple talk, nothing to question about it. So, upcoming, Sunday, okay, November. Yeah, it is, the topic of discussion is thank God. So, it is the Thanksgiving weekend Sunday, so it will be, the topic is thank God. The Tuesday, Friday lectures during the week will go on as usual at 7:30 p.m. The meditation and prayer sessions in the morning and evening, they also will go on as usual. So, you can attend in person, but with restrictions, of course, and or you can connect remotely. That also is quite good. So let me conclude with the closing prayers. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven, oh, is it there?
Yeah.
Okay, not here. Okay. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.
to remove our anguish here. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. To give love and even silent men. You give love and even silent men. To remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. That you are the basis of both. O Lord, that you are the basis of both. Great light of all light, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all light, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. That you are the basis of both. Oh Lord, that you are the basis of both. Great light of all light, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all light, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. These are all the sounds of midnight. These are all the sounds of midnight. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jaya Jaya for your worship divine. Hara Hara for your worship divine. Shiva Shiva for your worship divine. Breaker of all our worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Shri Ramakrishna Deva Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarada Deva Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddha Deva Ki Jai. Jai